Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight as we get into the height of summer vacation season and more time outdoors. New warnings this week about the explosion of ticks across southern Ontario. Public health departments have seen a massive increase in the number of the small creatures that can cause big health concerns. In fact, it's estimated more than half of those that are being found are likely carrying the bacteria that can cause Lyme disease. CTV's Heather Senerin has been speaking with public health officials about this today and joins us live with more. Heather, really, we're not talking about just deep in the woods either. The message is that they can be a lot closer than you might think.
Well, they do love wooded areas or places with tall grass and bushes. They could also be hiding in your garden, Tony. Officials say if a tick bites you, you might not feel it right away, but a rash or fever can pop up to a month later.
This is how experts check for ticks, by dragging a white cloth through fields. In the Wellington-Dufferin-Guelph area, the findings are significant.
Last year, we did 11 sites and we only found 18 ticks. This year, we did 2 sites and found almost 170 ticks. So that's a huge difference.
The medical officer of health says up to 55% of those ticks can cause Lyme disease.
If you haven't had a tick on you, I can guarantee you that either you or somebody that you know is going to get a tick on you soon, because that's how prevalent they are.
In Waterloo region, public health have identified black-legged ticks that tested positive for the bacteria that causes Lyme disease.
We have 2 probable and 6 confirmed Lyme disease cases in humans in the region, and 4 of these cases in humans were locally acquired.
Symptoms for Lyme disease appear between 3 days to 1 month after being bitten.
Symptoms include fever, headache, muscle and joint pain, chills, swollen lymph nodes, and also a bullseye rash or a circular rash.
There's 2 tick seasons, early spring and early fall. The spring ticks are smaller, about the size of a poppy seed, but as the seasons change, they grow. The same happens if they latch onto you.
As it feeds on you, it actually gets bigger with the blood that it manages to suck into itself, so it gets to be like a little balloon.
Removing the tick from your body is key.
You need to use fine pointed tweezers to grab the tick head and mouth as close to the skin as possible, and you need to pull very slowly and not twisting or rotating it to try and not damage the tick.
Place the tick in a small sealed bag or container, wash the area with soap and water, and submit a photo online so it can be identified. To reduce your risk, stay on trails, wear protective clothing, and wear insect repellent with DEET. When in doubt outdoors, always check for ticks.
And check places that you might not think to look, like behind your knees, your groin, your armpits, and even in your hairline. So this is really important for children.
An infected tick must be attached to you for at least 24 hours to transmit Lyme disease.
The number of Lyme disease cases has increased in the last 5 years across the province, likely due to environmental impacts, expanding the geographic range of the insects. Public health officials say it could also be because of more awareness, which could lead to more people getting tested for Lyme disease. Tony.
And certainly a timely reminder right now with the kind of numbers we're seeing. Heather, thank you. CTV's Heather Senerin reporting. All right, speaking of being outdoors, let's get a first look at the weather now with Ashley Bacon live in studio. You know, I would say we, for the most part, salvaged a really good day today, although we had a couple of periods where the rain was threatening, ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly. I even felt a couple sprinkles here in our studio a little earlier, Tony, but overall, conditions were beautiful. It was hot out there this morning, lots of sunshine, a little bit of humidity, but not quite as bad as we've had it in this past month. We are seeing conditions even better for tomorrow. So let's take a look at what's happening right now. Looking at our satellite, as you can see around Waterloo region, there's a lot of little spotted showers. Now, we could see some more rain activity on and off through the overnight hours, but it looks like by Saturday things are clearing up. 25 degrees out there right now, an easterly wind at 17 kilometers an hour. Now, if we're talking about humidity, we do have a little bit in the air today, Tony. 32, feeling closer to 32, even though we're in that mid-20 range for temperature-wise. So overall conditions continuing to improve. But like I said, the weekend is really shaping up to be beautiful. I'll have those details coming up a little later in the show.
All right, can't wait for that. Ash, thank you so much. A startling sight in Waterloo this afternoon where a car crashed into a house. This was the aftermath of the crash on Dansbury Drive near Bridge Street West. A Jeep sitting sideways on a driveway on top of a gray car. Police tape lined across that driveway as investigators were moving in to take a closer look at the damage. Regional police haven't provided any details on what they've learned so far, and it isn't clear if there were any injuries. Police did close down part of Dansbury Drive, though, as that investigation was unfolding. 3 people were taken to hospital in Elora this morning from the scene of a house fire. Centre Wellington fire crews arrived at the home on Wilson Crescent at around 9:15. Officials say the fire was put out quickly and no surrounding properties were damaged. 2 people who were in the home at the time and a neighbor who helped get them out were all taken to the hospital with smoke inhalation. Officials believe the flames started in or near the garage.
Usually your first thought is like, is everyone okay, and what it's going to take to rebuild something like that, and hopefully all the neighbors, everyone around can come around and support them, because that's massive. It's a massive loss, and it's shock. It's a shock to neighbors, but it's a shock to the person who has to live through that.
It's unclear how much damage the fire caused. An investigation into that cause is underway. And this is the aftermath of a fire that tore through a recycling facility just outside Brantford yesterday. At one point, people in the community of Canesville were being told to stay inside their homes and close their windows as black smoke was billowing into the sky. No injuries reported. And today, Brant County officials say they've determined there was no environmental damage. They haven't given us an idea how much damage it caused or how it started. That investigation also still underway tonight. The British man who killed an Owen Sound restaurant owner after an argument over an unpaid dinner bill has been sentenced. CTV's Mike Arcelides has the latest on a tragic case that led police on an international search for justice.
26-year-old Robert Evans Jr. has been sentenced to another 7 months behind bars after an Owen Sound judge accepted a 42-month plea deal from the Crown and defense.
This case here is just an absolute tragedy, and it shows you how something small can turn into something just awful. And my heart goes out for community in Owen Sound, and especially to his widow.
Evans Jr., his father Robert Sr., and uncle Barry Evans pleaded guilty last month. Evans Jr. was convicted of manslaughter for the single punch that killed 44-year-old Sharif Rahman, whose head hit the sidewalk, resulting in a skull fracture and brain bleed. Rahman died a week later in a London hospital, leaving behind his wife and young daughter. Rahman was hit after trying to stop Evans Jr. and his group from running off without paying a $100 dinner bill at his downtown restaurant. The court heard Rahman pushed Evans Jr. twice and held on to him, demanding he pay the bill. Evans Jr. responded by punching Rahman, knocking him to the ground. This was truly a one-punch case of manslaughter, the Crown told the court last month when describing how the plea deal came together. Evans Sr. and Barry Evans admitted to helping Evans Jr. escape Owen Sound and fly back to the UK the next day. The court heard Barry Evans drove his nephew away from the scene in an SUV before erasing any trace they'd been staying in town. Evans Sr. admitted to buying his son's plane ticket before returning home days later. Evans Sr. and Uncle Barry were sentenced to time served after spending 2 years in custody, then being deported. They had been identified and tracked down by police a year later in the UK with help from Interpol. The men had been in Canada for a few months as part of a group from the UK paving driveways for cash. The men apologized to the court and Rahman's family for their actions. Evans Jr. told the court he didn't mean for Rahman to die, saying he was sickened by the damage he caused when he assaulted Rahman and killed him. Justice Christopher Chorney called Evans Jr.'s actions when he fled the scene and returned home aggravating. The judge calling the community's support of Rahman's family outstanding. Evans Jr. is scheduled to be released from jail and deported back to the UK in February to be reunited with his family. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Owen Sound.
A Brampton man convicted in the U.S. of running a cross-border drug trafficking operation has been sentenced to 20 years in prison. Earlier this year, 63-year-old Goderich Sadu pleaded guilty to leading a drug ring. A California court heard more than 500 kilograms of meth and nearly 350 kilograms of cocaine were brought into Canada from the U.S. Officials say the drugs were worth up to $17 million U.S. Sadu is the 8th person in that case to plead guilty. A major Canada-U.S. border crossing is finally ready to open. The news coming out today, according to the Associated Press. The Gordie Howe International Bridge is expected to open to traffic by late July. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was scheduled for early June, but that was postponed over what was described as unresolved issues between Canadian and U.S. officials. The delay followed U.S. President Trump's previous threats to block the bridge's opening. The nearly 2.5-kilometer stretch spans the Detroit River, connecting the Motor City with Windsor. The crossing provides a new route for travelers and commercial trucks. New figures show barely 1 in 4 kids on Ontario's autism waitlist get funding, a number that hasn't budged for years. As CTV's John Woodward tells us, the program is administered by a private company, and parents are pushing it to free up resources by scaling back what they're calling a make-work project.
8-year-old Emma Wheel is an energetic and playful kid.
Look it!
Emma has cystic fibrosis and autism. Her mom, Danielle, says Emma has just been moved from a wait list to receive annual funding for care. Great news, but her other 2 sisters also have autism, and they're still waiting.
It's exhausting, it's frustrating, and it just seems like it's barrier after barrier being put up.
Her family mirrors the situation province-wide. According to provincial quarterly reports, fewer than 1 in 4 kids on that waitlist get funding, a number that's trended worse than last year, despite a funding increase of around $186 million.
It always stays around 23%. So we're assuming that that increase in funding mostly goes to administration.
The waitlist is managed by a private company, Acerta, which the data says fell well short of its targets by thousands of kids. Acerta's headquarters were recently targeted by striking members of public sector union OPSU. Their report says the company's payments from Ontario tripled to more than $670 million in 2024.
So the question that we have for this government is, are you renewing that contract, or are you actually going to take that money and reinvest it in the front lines directly where it belongs?
One specific example of potential waste that parents are highlighting are lengthy meetings to determine care needs of a child that happen every year for every child.
A briefing note to the ministry from 2023 says these meetings are longer than initially planned and can take up to 4 to 5 hours, a commitment that would require dozens of staff over the more than 20,000 kids in care.
So we've been asking for them to pull back and not have this as an annual process, thereby opening up more determination of needs slot for children to come off the wait list.
Acerta stands by its program, saying we provide specialized expertise in modern technology that helps distribute public funds for critical social services to those who need them most as quickly and efficiently as possible. The government says it's reduced the length of these interviews, adding we continue to explore a range of initiatives aimed at streamlining processes for families enrolled in OAP core clinical services, reducing burden and improving the overall family experience.
We need to seriously re-examine why we're having to wait this long.
Wheel says she hopes the issues are solved to get her other kids funding more quickly, and so she won't face 3 times as many meetings. John Woodward, CTV News.
After almost a year and a half, there is a new push tonight to return U.S. alcohol to shelves in this province. While American lawmakers ramp up pressure on Premier Doug Ford to end the ban, local winemakers say Ontario consumers may have permanently changed their taste buds. CTV's Queen's Park reporter Siobhan Morris has the story.
It's been 16 months since California wines and other American-made booze was boxed up at the LCBO, a hit back against tariffs.
How are you?
A game changer for Ontario winemakers. This vineyard in Jordan on the Niagara Escarpment has seen sales in the LCBO shoot up 600%.
Every dollar that's been spent on an Ontario wine and on a Westcott wine has gone right back into the province of Ontario.
The spike in demand so steep, Westcott's planning an expansion and has planted more vines.
We are leaning into this and expect our business to continue to grow, whether those products come back or not.
There's new pressure from American lawmakers this week to return U.S. alcohol to Canadian shelves. From New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney, accusing Canada of unfair trade practices. And California Senator Adam Schiff, he says the bans are creating devastating harm. In a World Series wager last fall, California's governor appealed right to the premier.
I think you can put it on the liquor store shelves.
I don't think so, buddy. Talk to your friend in the Oval Office.
An advocacy group for California wineries says U.S. exports to Canada have plummeted, down 78%. A former trade advisor to Prime Minister Harper says unwinding the ban is tricky.
I think it's unfortunate that provincial premiers are taking action that impacts our entire country on behalf of their provinces, and it's my view that they're overstepping their jurisdiction.
Doug Ford has been unwilling to budge.
I just want to get this deal done, and then we'll put that booze back on the shelves.
At Westcott, Hearst doesn't see wine drinkers rushing to uncork at California Red.
The relationship between Canada and the U.S. has changed, and I just don't think that we're going back to business as usual.
Siobhan Morris, CTV News.
Terrifying moments to share with you now from a Ryanair flight out of Greece. That's where witnesses say a man was nearly sucked out of a plane when a window detached in midair. Another passenger told a Greek radio station that the man's head and shoulders were outside the window. Thankfully, he was wearing his seatbelt, and other passengers managed to pull him back inside. Authorities say his injuries were minor, and the plane landed normally. Well, the OPP is launching a new crackdown on highways this weekend, trying to prevent collisions involving transport trucks. And they're going to be focusing on everyone behind the wheel.
The leading common collision factors is following too close and unsafe lane changes. And that is absolutely preventable. We just need drivers to do their part. But again, we also understand the frustration with commercial drivers when cars keep cutting in front of them, taking away that following distance, particularly in stop and go heavy traffic. So it really is a shared responsibility. And we see of these collisions, about half of the times, the fault is either on the truck driver or on the transport or on the other vehicle. So it's about a 50-50 mix of at-fault drivers. So it really is a responsibility of everybody on the roads.
Police say they will be watching extra closely this weekend for things like unsafe lane changes, following too closely, speeding, impaired driving, and other reckless behavior. The OPP say more than 8,800 collisions last year involved commercial vehicles, resulting in 95 deaths. The week-long campaign begins on Sunday. Well, much more to come tonight here on CTV News, including a rare achievement on the golf course twice in a row. CTV's Jeff Pickle will meet some golfers who've got a real tale to tell about a lucky day on the links.
I'm Colton Weens. We're hearing reaction today about the Cambridge Scottish Festival being cancelled. The mayor sharing her concerns about the situation, while participants say it's a major loss. That story just ahead.
Whether you're planning on going to Rim Park for Rib Fest or perhaps the Midway at the Odd, your Saturday is shaping up to be beautiful. Have those details along with your full weather forecast coming up. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news. It happened. Send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
It's been a staple in the community for nearly 5 decades. Just 8 days before the Cambridge Scottish Festival was set to mark its 50th anniversary, organizers pulled the plug and canceled this year's event. Today, we are learning a little bit more about how that decision has left many disappointed. Let's bring in CTV's Colton Weens now live for more on this. Colton, yeah, no question, a mainstay in the community. And you've heard from some groups who've actually been taking part in this festival for decades.
Yeah, that's right, Tony. From dance groups to musicians, they say this is a big blow to their annual events. Not only do they not get to perform or compete, but the festival is usually a great opportunity to spread awareness about what they do. And now they'll have trouble getting that word out.
The Blair Group has been involved for many of those years, probably 30 to 40 years. So it was really disheartening to find out that they were canceling.
Shocked and disappointed, the Cambridge Scottish Festival won't be happening this year. It's an opportunity the Blair Scottish country dancers have used for decades to celebrate culture with the community.
We were set to do 2 demonstrations on Saturday, And we also had a booth set up where we could promote our dance group and the culture of Scottish country dancing.
They're not the only group left disappointed by the news. The Pipers and Pipe Band Society of Ontario says it's a key competition on the summer circuit, and they had a record number of entries this year. The society president tells CTV News, Cambridge Highland Games is one of our largest. This year we had 31 bands from all over Ontario plus 3 from the U.S., entered, and around 255 solo competitors with almost 500 entries. The festival tells CTV News they were forced to cancel due to a lack of volunteers, and they're devastated by the decision.
Times have changed. Maybe people just don't have the time. But I was kind of shocked that they couldn't find enough volunteers.
In a statement posted yesterday, Cambridge Mayor Jan Liggett says the festival has been a source of community pride for many years, so its cancellation is certainly a loss for the city. There is nothing more awesome than hearing and seeing hundreds of bagpipers converge in our city in one location. This is a tremendous loss. In April, the festival requested $35,000 in funding from the city, but only $7,500 was approved. In an effort to save the festival, the mayor and councillors began searching for external funding a few days ago. Liggett wanted to hold a special meeting to get council's approval for further funding from the city, but says time wasn't on their side.
The arts and culture isn't funded like it used to be, which is kind of disheartening because arts and culture is the cornerstone of a lot of activities. So I do think that there was probably funding issues as well.
Now, according to Volunteer Waterloo Region, volunteerism as a whole has been declining locally and across the country, and rising costs, aging, and availability are increasing barriers for volunteers. Tony.
Okay, Colton, thanks for that. CTV's Colton Weens on the fallout from this year's cancellation of the Cambridge Scottish Festival. Well, volunteers in Goderich are working on a plan to reopen the town's arena and turn it into a community complex. As CTV's Scott Miller tells us tonight, if all goes to plan, it could open as early as next month.
Goderich's Memorial Arena means a lot to the people in the shoreline town.
It's near and dear to everyone's heart. We don't want to see it go away. We're going to make it stay.
Built in 1949 as a tribute to Goderich's war veterans, the building has hosted everything from Wayne Gretzky to COVID clinics. But costly refrigeration upgrades meant the ice came out in 2018, and the center abruptly closed entirely in 2025 due to limited use and costly accessibility work.
And the building was old and it was tired, and the decision-making didn't take place fast enough to be able to maintain it.
In January, Goderich's service groups joined forces to take over fixing up the former arena and future operations of the Goderich Memorial Community Complex. Instead of hockey, shuffleboard, ball hockey, yoga classes, and farmers markets will fill the building's hallowed halls.
Our intention with the building itself is to get the upstairs fully renovated because we feel that that's really good rentable space for us, and then start to work on the barn area.
Of course, all the work that needs to be done will not come cheap. That's why the local organizing committee is trying to raise $750,000 for repairs.
It's a functional building that has a lot of purpose. And to make a decision to bring in a bulldozer to rip down a structurally sound building doesn't make a lot of sense.
In the meantime, while the town retains ownership of the former arena, volunteers and local contractors are doing the renovations they can, like painting and cleaning and planning for the future. A recent consultant's report had lofty renovations for the old arena, costing between $11 and $14 million, but that is not the immediate focus. That is to get the necessary work done to get people back in the building, which could happen as early as August 2nd.
It's like buying a house that needs a lot of renovation, but you're going to live in it as you're doing it, right? So that's what we're doing here.
It's a fantastic building that just needs a wee bit of work, and we'll get it. We will get there.
In Goderich, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Ontario health officials are monitoring for a parasite which has been causing hundreds of illnesses in the U.S. It's turned up in Michigan, but it hasn't been detected yet here in Ontario. U.S. officials say the parasites impacted more than 1,200 people, leaving them with severe diarrhea. They have not determined an exact cause, but they suspect it may have come from contaminated food. Health officials are urging people to make sure they wash all fruits and vegetables thoroughly.
Now
in Kitchener, a live look outside the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium tonight. This is from our photographer, Dave Pettit. We've got a midway underway outside the Aud, and this is part of a series of events to mark the 75th anniversary of the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium. So this is going on until 11 tonight, and then again tomorrow from noon till 11, noon to 10 Sunday. All the midway favorites outside the Aud this weekend. And Ashley will tell us what kind of weather we're expecting for the weekend in just a few moments. Also coming up, an ace not once, but twice. The local golfers who've got an amazing story to share from the links this week. Plus, businesses getting some bucks back for beef. How a class action settlement is shaking down for those who were overcharged. All right, we are back. It's Friday. Woohoo. We were saying yesterday it really felt like Friday. Today it really feels like Friday.
I really need it to be 7 p.m. very soon. No.
What are you talking about? You're here till midnight.
Yeah, I'm a little tired. No, look, it's been a beautiful week, and because it's been so nice, Tony, we've had the ability to be outside so much.
Enjoying it.
Enjoying it. And we've got to do some really great fun things for work, which you'll see in a few weeks.
That's exciting. That's in the pipeline. But I've got to tell you today, one thing that I wanted to touch on about the weather was that the humidity was there, but it felt like it was at like such a low level that you could still enjoy it, and it didn't really ruin anything outside today.
Absolutely. I was outside for a few hours this morning, and it got a little toasty, but it definitely wasn't what we were dealing with earlier in the month. And the good news is Saturday, tomorrow, shaping up to be just as warm with next to no humidity at this stage.
If you were going to be doing something outside, for example, it's the perfect day for it.
Perfect day. Frankly, the weekend is going to be lovely. Let's take a look back outside at that gorgeous Midway, because that is where you should be headed.
Can I ask you something?
Yes,
what's your favorite food at the Midway? Because I used to always have to get the cotton candy.
Oh, so that's too sweet for me. I like the savory stuff. I'm a big fan of the turkey leg, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I also quite like a corn dog. A good corn dog is really nice. And the fresh lemonade, Tony. I am very much a fan of the fresh lemonade. And if I do go the sweet route, a funnel cake, because that just warms my heart.
Excellent choices.
And as you can see on those beautiful shots, it is a perfect evening to head out there. Maybe hop on the Ferris wheel, play a game or two. And if you're not headed there, Rim Park's doing their Rib Fest. So there is plenty to do this weekend throughout the region. Let's take a look at what our future cast is looking like. We are having a little bit of activity still, and we're going to continue to see spotty showers around the region for the next few hours going through the overnight. But your Saturday, check that out. Nothing but clear skies in Waterloo region, and that's going to continue into your Sunday. And then come next week, we are looking at another very hot week potentially. But let's talk about what's happening right now across the country. A gorgeous day on the West Coast, 21 in Vancouver, Prince George, a mix of sun and cloud, and 18. Raining a bit up in Whitehorse, and 17. 23 in Edmonton with nothing but sunshine. As we push further east through the prairies, they're having a hot week. 29 in Regina, 28 for Saskatoon, as well as Winnipeg, with lots of sunshine there. In our nation's capital, Montreal, 27 degrees, Quebec City, 26. So very nice, consistent temperatures across Quebec and Ontario. And as we move further east, still quite a beautiful day. 19 in Corner Brook, as well as St. John's, Charlottetown, 21. Halifax getting a bit of rain right now, but overall not bad. Here we're sitting at 26 degrees. Tonight, expect it to go down to around 16. There is a chance for some fog to develop after midnight. So if you're on the roads, especially overnight and into tomorrow morning, make sure you take your time if, of course, you run into that fog. Tomorrow, 26 degrees, a UV index of 8. We're going to see around a 20-kilometer-an-hour wind from the northeast, but with that, we're not expecting much humidity, so should feel around 26, 27, which is great news. Sun setting still at 9:04 p.m., so plenty of time to get out and enjoy it. And as we take a closer look at our 7-day forecast and into next week, starting in Waterloo region, beautiful beautiful sunny conditions ahead, and check out Monday. We're starting to see numbers on the rise. So back into the 30 territory. We could see another heat event. That's not declared yet, but it's definitely something we're keeping an eye on. Windsor likely to see maybe a heat event next week as well. Lambton, Kent, Essex, storm activity could be seen tomorrow afternoon at 28 degrees, but Sunday 29, and then from Monday onwards 30 and above with sunshine. So it's going to be a toasty work week. And in southern Georgian Bay, a beautiful weekend ahead of you with about 29 for your Sunday, 30 to start on your Monday. So not too bad. Okay, let's take a look at today's Weather Watcher picture sent in from Sandra, who snapped this amazing sunset last night after the rain on the Bruce Peninsula. Isn't that
lovely?
It's angelic.
There's nothing like a Lake Huron Georgian Bay sunset.
Especially a post-rain one. You know, it was a little warm yesterday, so after that rain, it really cooled things off, and I bet you that was a gorgeous walk.
I'll bet you too. And by the way, I'm liking this weekend. If we could, I've got backyard outdoor get-togethers to go to for the next 3 Saturdays in a row.
I'll put a request in.
If you can copy paste that, that would be
I'll certainly
perfect.
try.
All right. Thanks, Ash.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay, the rising cost of beef has been taking a bite out of Canadians' wallets, that's for sure. Now there are 2 allegations about international suppliers being involved in price fixing. CTV's Adrian Goderich explains the controversy and a proposed class action lawsuit settlement that's making its way through the courts.
An allegation that's been tough for Canadians to digest.
Premium Canadian
wholesale beef giants JBS and National Beef have been accused of price fixing, driving up the cost of red meat in Canada. While not an admission of guilt, combined the 2 companies have offered to pony up $8 million as part of a class action lawsuit settlement. Restaurants won't be able to cash in on the lawsuit, though Canadian consumers can, as will butcher shops who purchase beef for resale. Inside a last meat market in Toronto, they sell JBS beef. Owner George Laganis praises the quality of their cuts, though he admits allegations that one of his suppliers may have taken part in price fixing has been difficult for consumers to stomach.
It leaves a bad taste in customers' mouths because we see a large increase in prices quickly.
As part of the settlement agreement, JBS has agreed to pay out more than $7 million. National Beef has committed to forking over $495,000. The amount individual Canadians can expect has yet to be determined. Even though JBS has agreed to pay out millions, an email from a company spokesperson says in part, "We believe the claims are without merit, and the agreement was entered into solely to avoid the expense and uncertainty of prolonged litigation." Again, it says he'd rather see more regulations limiting the price that large wholesalers can charge for red meat.
They're going to pay out the $7.5 million. Great, everybody's going to be happy. Where's that going to come from? It's going to come from the customer's pocket again. So it's just a vicious circle.
For Canadians who want to add their names to the class action lawsuit, the courts are expected to approve a payment process in the months ahead. Adrian Goderich, CTV News, Toronto.
Well, just ahead, the ups and downs of planning a summer road trip. Gas prices jumping again today and expected to go up more this weekend, but there are signs already that the spike might be short-lived. Canada's jobless rate dropped slightly from May to June, according to new data from Stats Canada today. Month over month, unemployment declined 1/10 of a percentage point from 6.6% in May to 6.5% in June. 18,000 jobs added last month, mainly part-time. Youth unemployment decreased from 13.4% to 12.7%. Well, gas prices have been roughly 5 cents a litre higher today amid the renewed violence in the Middle East. That jump means the price of gas at most stations has risen to about $1.70. Diesel's gone up 13 cents to almost $2 a litre. The increase comes as the U.S. launches new airstrikes against Iran, and Tehran targets U.S. allies in the Persian Gulf. And that price increase is putting the squeeze on anyone filling up ahead of the weekend. But as CTV's John Venevali-Rao reports, prices could actually soon be heading in the opposite direction.
North of Toronto, motorists headed for cottage country were frustrated the price to fill up
has once again gone up.
Of course, it's not good. What can we do? There's nothing we can control, right?
Overnight, gas surging about 5 cents a liter.
It's very expensive, but I know that there's issues right now in the world.
For Brian Comart, it's making it more costly to haul his trailer from Chatham, Ontario to Algonquin Park.
I bet you the whole trip's going to be the $400 of gas. Easy.
Across the country, prices were up, back to nearly $2 in Vancouver for regular unleaded, while the national average is around $1.72. And if you thought the resumption of hostilities between the U.S. and Iran this week will push prices up further, forecaster Dan McTagg says they're actually headed down this weekend.
It's dropping 2 cents a liter on Saturday and likely 3 or 4 cents a liter on Sunday. That's counterintuitive to economic fundamentals. A shortage and high demand means prices go up, not down.
In fact, the price for oil hasn't jumped as much as one might have expected. West Texas Intermediate crude started the week at $69 U.S. a barrel and did surge to $76 after the U.S. president declared the ceasefire was over, but it's since fallen to around $71. Experts say the market so far has essentially learned to shrug off the conflict.
I think the new normal is that we're going to see skirmishes from time to time between Iran and the U.S., interspersed with periods of relative calm, allowing tankers to enter the Persian Gulf, load crude oil, and then depart.
But McTagg thinks prices could jump by the end of the month as the U.S. continues to draw down on its strategic reserve of oil.
We might be getting temporarily a reprieve in the short term, but the long term will be higher prices for an extended period of time.
And there is one more wild card, the hurricane season. Experts say if a major storm were to hit U.S. refineries on the Gulf Coast, that would put further price pressure at the pumps here. John Valley Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
Keeping more girls in the game. Just ahead, we'll stop by a camp bringing the PWHL together with the Women of Color Hockey Initiative. The Toronto Blue Jays will begin their final series before the All-Star break tonight, wrapping up their West Coast swing as they take on the San Diego Padres.
And it's lined into center, a base hit to lead off the top of the 9th inning. The first hit of the ball game for the Giants.
Now, the Jays have won their past 2 games, badly needed wins, with Dylan Cease nearly throwing a no-hitter in Wednesday's 10-0 win over San Francisco. Shane Bieber will take the mound for Toronto tonight. First pitch against the Padres set for 9:40 p.m. We are in between hockey seasons, but in Toronto today, the Professional Women's Hockey League hosted a summer camp aimed at building a more inclusive game for girls. CTV's Jessica Smith has more on the Women of Color Hockey Collective.
Creating a space in sports to feel seen and represented.
You see the girls come in just full of joy, knowing that they can fully be themselves as BIPOC women in hockey, and they see the representation.
This weekend, the PWHL is hosting the Women of Color Hockey Collective Summer Camp at the Ford Center in Etobicoke, giving athletes of all ages and skill levels the chance to hit the ice.
It's honestly been a dream of mine to get on the ice and try it, so I'm more than excited today.
It feels good because usually we won't really see girls of color around, so I love being at the camp. It makes me feel welcome.
The 3-day camp is free and gives participants the opportunity to rub elbows with the pros, like Sophie Jakes and recent draft pick Jade Aginla.
I think the main goal is just for everyone to have fun and really know that they belong in hockey. I think that sometimes you might look around and be the only person that looks like you in the room or on the ice, and I think just for them getting to see other people and be here on this ice, I think is a great experience.
It's almost a cliche, but you can't say it enough that representation is so important, and to get to know people and to have actual relationships with that. You see girls girls that are running up to Sophie and Soroya to hug them. They know them from all the PWHL events, so I think it's really cool.
For participants, whether the dream is to go pro or just to get back to the sport they love, the camp provides a space to grow.
I played hockey for 1 year when I was 6 years old on an all-boys team, and there's no opportunity to be able to play on a girls' team at that time. So being able to have the opportunity to come back to the sport and give it a shot, and also show people that, yeah, you're never too old.
This weekend includes opportunities to not only sharpen your skills, but share stories and a love of the game. For more information on the Women of Color Hockey Collective outside of this weekend, you can follow them on their social media channels for information about training opportunities and meetups. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
Jess, thank you for that. Over to Ash now. And Ash, there won't be many places where you'll find ice this weekend, except maybe in a drink.
That is definitely one good spot for ice this weekend. But if you are looking to beat the heat, maybe going inside to a rink would be a good start. Tomorrow is shaping up to be a perfect summer day. Just how warm your morning will be, I'll have those details after this. Coming up on CTV tonight, E-Talk at 7, followed by The Big Bang Theory, Spring Break Murders at 8, Crime Scene Investigators at 9, and cap your night off with Boston Blue at 10.
Tonight, gas prices spike as summer road trip season heats up.
Of course, it's not good. What can we do? There's nothing we can control, right?
And why experts say your next fill-up may not cost you as much as you fear. Later on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
KW's Bounce 99.5 has the music you just can't quit. Listen all summer for your chance to win. Turn the lights off, carry me home. With Bounce to your backyard.
We caught you dancing to the bounce jingle.
You saw nothing.
That's okay. It's Friday. We're feeling good.
It is Friday.
Some good music in the background and some great weather if you're going to be outside with some music and good times this weekend, perhaps.
I think what I'm most excited about, according to Environment Canada, we're not looking at a very humid Saturday. So not only will it be nice and warm through the day and sunny, but the humidity will be at bay from what they're saying. So that's great news.
Makes a massive difference when we're talking about these temperatures.
Let's take a look at our morning wake-up weather board. Look at that, Tony. 17 by 6 a.m., 23 by 10, and we're looking at about a 27 overall kind of day.
You know, that's got something for everyone. It's got something for you and Leanne, who like the heat. It's got something for me, who likes it a little more temperate.
Yes.
And even a nice cool start to the morning there.
Not bad. I mean, and as you mentioned, you have outdoor barbecue plans, and it will be a perfect day to fire up that grill because it's not going to be too hot.
Love it. All right. Well, finally for us tonight, this is a good summer story. They say that a bad day golfing is always better than a good day at the office. Two longtime golfers had a very, very good day at Galt Country Club in Cambridge.
Both of them hit a hole-in-one on the same hole. CTV's Jeff Pickle has their story.
I stood up here and the pin was right in the center of the green, and I loved it.
For Trevor Fackrell and Sean Brown, their foursome was doing pretty well on Friday, June 26th.
So our group was running along pretty nicely that day, and we were ready to take it to the finish.
And we sure did.
Yes.
Teeing off in the 14th at Galt Country Club, a 165-yard par 3 on that day.
It was perfect 8-iron distance because it was slightly downwind and downhill. So I hit an 8-iron and flushed it, hit it pure, and it landed, took one hop and went in the hole.
Fackrell, a 30-year pro at Burlington Golf and Country Club, just rolled in his 6th ever hole-in-one. But when Sean Brown stepped up a moment later,
our ball marks were 9 inches apart, and his did exactly the same thing. Hit, did a little spin, and just rolled into the hole. It was incredible. And then we went.
And then it got a little fiery after that one. Old guy celebration.
Yeah. You don't have a lot of fat on your body because I think I may have cracked your ribs.
A 1 in 17 million shot, 2 holes in one in the same group on the same hole.
Our balls would have landed, like they were within a foot of each other, and they probably landed,
8 feet?
Maybe 8 feet short. It was one hop and then just sort of trickled in.
The chance to celebrate together and with their nearby competition, making the moment even sweeter.
And it was a great place, to be honest, to get a hole-in-one. You've got the people on 13, you've got us on 14T, 11th green, 15th tee, so it blew up in seconds. It didn't take long for the news to get around.
Despite a combined 70 years in golf, this was Fackrell and Brown's just second time playing together.
Sean and I have become closer because of all the things we've been going through.
With a robust celebration taking place back at the clubhouse, the only casualty of the day was a planned retirement dinner.
I kind of rained on my wife's parade a little bit because that was her last day of work. She retired on that Friday, so we were going to celebrate some dinner, and I threw a little monkey wrench into the plans and jumped on her parade a little.
Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Cambridge.
Oh, amazing, gentlemen. And Ash, as we roll the credits tonight, you've got a little postscript to that story.
Yes, Jeff Pickle telling me that Sean, one of the gentlemen in that story, actually got a hole-in-one on that hole 2 weeks ago.
So he got it Twice?
In 2 weeks, and then his friend Trevor, also today on the same day.
They both get it on the same day as well.
Is that not incredible?
I think Sean should go buy a lottery ticket.
Absolutely. Maybe that's his wife will forgive him for that retirement dinner mishap.
Absolutely. Some dragon boat practicing, dragon boat racing
Beautiful.
On the Avon River in Stratford and on the Grand River this week. Beautiful weekend to be out. Ash, have a great weekend.
Thank you, you too.
And to all of you at home, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tonight at 11:30. Take care.